first of all, let's just start with your latest signing, Matt Riley, coming in yesterday. Just tell us a bit about him and what he's going to add to the team.
Yeah, very pleased to get him in. He's a player who's we've scouted for quite a while in terms of the football club. I became aware of him obviously when I joined the club in the summer, and he was one of the ones that we're kind of looking at, and didn't quite work out then, and then followed his progress through the first half of this season in with MK Dons, and he's had a really good season, strong season, and I just see some really good football attributes in him that I think will fit in well with what we're doing here, and he's also an outstanding young man who really wants to get the most out of his career, and again that'll fit really well culturally here. So it was one we could do quickly, which was also really important to me because it means he can come in and sort of slot in straight away, and so pleased to get him in.
Where are you in terms of the rest of January? There's 10 days left. Do you see anyone else coming in, or is it a case of getting some out now as well, the likes of Sorrell and such like?
As I said last week, we'll stay agile if circumstances change as we speak, as we sit right now, and I don't want to give Michael and the finance department too many sleepless nights, but we're not talking to anyone else or looking to bring anyone else in. In terms of moving out, I said a couple of days ago, we're not trying to actively get anyone out of the club. It's just about trying to find opportunities for guys who haven't had a lot of game time and with the competition for places now may not get a lot of game time. So we're working with a few of the boys to see what opportunities there are out there. With experience, those kind of things tend to happen later in the window. So, once we get into, I guess we're 10 days out, once we get to the final week, we'll see what opportunities are there for the lads who want to look elsewhere.
Jane?
Hi, Ange, good to see you. In terms of injuries, is there anyone coming back for this game, in particular at the weekend?
Not from the other night, I don't think. We just trying to. We got through the other night really well in terms of all the boys presented well after the game. Obviously, our first game back after the break, we had two or three who had coming back from injuries, and they've all bounced back really well. And the whole training group's been training since then. There's still a couple. Jetty's obviously still out. A couple of longer term, but everyone else is, and Kyogo obviously, but everyone else is available.
In terms of this cup competition, obviously you've already got your hands on one piece of silverware already this season. How much are you and your players relishing the chance to get stuck into, potentially, I know it's a long way off, but potentially, getting your hands on a second one?
Well, that's just part and parcel of being at this football club. You want to compete well in every competition. You want to succeed in every competition. And as you said, this is another opportunity. We've won the only trophy that was on offer so far this year, and now we're looking at hopefully progressing in the Scottish Cup. Good challenge for us tomorrow. A team that obviously a couple of divisions below, but we know what cup competitions are like, and the challenges that exist there, and it's why everyone all around the world loves knockout cup competition. So looking forward to that challenge. I'm sure the players are as well.
Gavin, please.
Ange, have you had any further update on Kyogo's injury and when he might be back? A specialist advised?
Yeah, we're still sort of working through that, but suffice to say, it's not going to be a quick return. Again, reluctant to put any time frame on it because of just for the player himself. I think it's unfair that I do that, but we're still looking at a number of weeks at the moment. Hopefully, we'll get some clarity. There's still some things they want to see whether it settles down, and but certainly, we're looking at a number of weeks at this point.
And just going back to the game tomorrow, is this? I know you're an enthusiastic man about football in general. Is it going to a different kind of sort of ground? Is that something you're excited about, just to see the kind of levels below the Scottish Premiership and going to a different place where it's maybe tight round the pitch, and then just a kind of different atmosphere.
Yeah, that's like you said. That's part of the challenge, part of the uniqueness. But I've been involved in cup competitions in different countries, and I've had my travels into different levels of football, and I know what challenges. In fact, the last cup game I had in Japan, we got knocked out by a university team. So well, not a university team, but a team outside the football league. So on penalties. So I'm well aware of the potential pitfalls of not taking every game seriously.
Rahman?
Hi, Ange. Ange, in terms of Matt O'Reilly, he said that as soon as he had a conversation with you, or you had a conversation with him, he didn't think twice about coming. Was there anything in particular you had to say about Celtic that made him come here?
No, look, I said last week that it's, for me, that part of the process is important because it just gives me a chance to sort of paint a picture of, for both the player, about for him and sort of the environment he's coming into, and also a bit about myself and the club, but more importantly just to get a feel of where the player's at. And for me, I knew that after the conversation I had with him that he was the right type of character to bring into this environment now, because we're trying to build something. There's really strong culture here about trying to be successful, trying to be the best we can be every day, and it's important that I don't talk about players coming in about their contracts or the money they're going to make or whatever rewards they're going to get. I talk to them about the football and the environment they're coming into, and for me that's important that conversation is aligned with the players' thoughts. And with Matt, he was just super keen to join this football club for all the right reasons.
And in terms of having won the League Cup already, how much does that make the squad even hungrier for more success in this competition?
They're joining Celtic, they're part of Celtic. The hunger as soon as you enter these gates should be there. I mean, irrespective of whether you've won something in the past or haven't. I said that after the League Cup win, that just we didn't win anything last year, and there was a hunger to win something. But just because you win one doesn't mean it stops there. That's the one constant about this football club and the culture we want to create. So doesn't make them hungrier. I hope not. I hope they're hungry all the time. I hope they're always wanting more. It certainly helps in terms of their self-belief to achieve and what we're building. It's great, but I can tell you that two days after that cup final win, we were back in here and the boys were ready to go again for the next challenge.
Joe, please.
And can I ask you about Tom Rogic? We found out this morning, as suspected, that he's been called up to the Australian national team. How disappointing is it for you, first of all, to lose a player like Tom in the form that he's in just now?
Not disappointed. I mean, he's selected for his national team because he's a hell of a player, and I'd be disappointed if he wasn't selected for his national team. Tom's been an outstanding servant for this football club, and he's been an outstanding servant for his national team, and he wants them to go to I think it's a 4th consecutive World Cup, so not disappointed at all. Like I said, I would have been disappointed if he wasn't selected, because on form he's been arguably the best player in the competition here, and I want to see him do well for the national team, not just because it's Australia, but for all the players who get selected. I'm never disappointed.
And just on that departure then and the impact that has, you've talked about Matt O'Reilly already. Is he ready to come in? Is he ready to play?
He's ready to play, yeah. He played last week, so I don't think anything's changed in the last 3-4 days. So he's ready to play, but that doesn't mean he's going to be playing straight away. We've made some really strategic decisions to bolster up our squad early in the window, because we knew that this time would come where either our injured players didn't come back on schedule, or we were going to have absences during the internationals, that we had a strong squad robust enough to deal with what's ahead, and that's what we've got.
And just tomorrow, a good chance for some players who haven't played every week to really sort of stake a claim.
Yeah, I think so. I think again, part of having a squad is that you use it. You know, there's no point just having a squad of players and kind of relying on the same ones all the time. So tomorrow is an opportunity to give some guys game time who need the game time. What we do know is between now and the international break, there's constant games. 3 a week, and we got really challenged prior to the break with that sort of schedule, and I think I want to be better equipped to handle it this time around, and the way to do that is to try and get minutes into guys' legs so that when we need to make changes, they're not playing after not having played for 4 or 5 weeks, which was happening in the first part of the year. So definitely tomorrow is an opportunity to, some guys need 90 minutes, and we'll get them the 90 minutes.
Just obviously back to the transfer stuff, given that January is obviously a very sort of difficult market to shop in, how pleased have you been with the business you've done so far?
Yeah, really pleased. I think I was consistent in saying that I thought for us January was an opportunity because particularly with the Japanese or the Asian markets, that there's an opportunity there to do deals early and get guys in at the right time, and anything else we were going to do, I wanted to make sure that it was done quickly. I didn't want to waste 2 or 3 weeks working on one deal and for it to fall over or for us to come out empty-handed. So really pleased with what we've done so far, and as I said, credit to Michael and the board and everyone else involved with the football club that the sort of plan we had has come together really well, and we've got the players we want, and we've got them in early, and which gives us the best chance of them contributing straight away.
Gabriel?
Hi, I'm sorry to go back to it, but just on players missing on international duty, I think the Japan squad gets announced tomorrow. Are you expecting many of your Japanese contingent to be called up? Obviously, Kyogo is out with an injury, but perhaps Daisuke Maeda, Ideguchi?
Yeah, it's a possibility. I mean, they're all in the frame, and it didn't help that they all did well the other night and got worldwide attention, so I was trying to keep that hidden somewhere, but obviously everyone knows they did well, and I expect them to be in the frame. We'll find out tomorrow, and again, I'll be delighted if they do get selected, because they're players that like I said, are really ambitious, and they want to get to the top of the game, and that includes with their national team. But we'll deal with that once it's done.
And just on the 3 players all made impressive debuts on Monday night. You always said that you expected them to hit the ground running. You knew how talented they were, but have you seen anything more in training this week? Have they settled more? Do you expect them just to continue to grow in their Celtic careers from here on out?
Oh, definitely. They'll get more comfortable. I mean, it was their first sort of experience. Anyone who experiences Celtic Park for the first time, irrespective of where they've been in the past. I mean, you asked Joe Hart about his debut, and it doesn't matter. It's always it's always something unique, and you don't know how people will deal with it. So it was great to get them more game time, and I thought they all handled it really well. But in terms of their football, there's more to come, absolutely. The more they get to settle in the environment, I think the existing playing group's been super in making them feel as comfortable as possible. But they're still learning our game. They're still adjusting to the way we train and all those sorts of things. So, of course, I expect them to be able to keep improving and contribute more to what we're trying to achieve.